Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Kind of like
Hello.
that opening montage. I suppose I thought about it when I did it a couple years ago, but it made me feel like, oh, we're looking for the next book in the library.
Hello.
I never caught that.
What's up?
Yes. How wanna do?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy
Is
New
it
Year.
really? Yeah, we have been on since New Year.
True.
Oh,
It's true.
okay.
Just hit me, just
Oh.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
been a minute.
Indeed. Indeed. What's been going on? I mean, we're missing somebody because Uncle Carl is back with us for this season. But
What, Uncle Fabian?
we're not show him there. Oh yes, and Uncle
Why
Fabian,
that I wasn't here yes.
Mhm.
kick us to the curb last time.
Oh.
Because, anyway, let's not go back into therapy.
Yeah, we could manage. And that's a lesson I've learned, that when you can't manage, declare it.
I can't manage next season.
Yeah, you have to just declare it. Yeah, just be real. Like, I
Please, you
can't
can't
manage.
manage. No.
Already. I can't manage this month.
Oh well.
So my March went from being nothing to being very, very booked up. To the point where I'm double booked and like calling people and kind of like, hey, I'm sorry, I can't do this day. And they're trying to be professional, but I know I hear the not so professional words in their tone.
What-
And I'm like, that's fair, that's valid.
So what has you all booked up?
Just extra facilitations. I'm in a sense not saying no to anything because money.
I was just gonna say that. Are you saying yes to things you should say no to?
That's paid work, isn't it? That's paid work, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
money.
you can't say no to that. You can't say no to
And
that.
so, but what has happened, and it's like I'm cutting it very close, which will.
And so you have to say no to some things.
I might have to say no. Although I said yes because I like looking my calendar and go, oh no. So like it may all work out as we like to push ourselves, but I just also have to realize I'm not the girl anymore that will finish a class at 8 p.m. and then jump on the road and drive to Montego Bay to teach the class the next morning.
No, we don't do those things anymore.
Yeah.
We treat ourselves better now.
Yeah. That's the problem.
And that requires saying no to some things. That
And it could also mean building into the payment, somebody driving you and putting you up and whatnot.
True. I mean, there's always for example, the Knoxford Express, but then at the same time, you have to work with the predetermined times. And by the time I finish teaching one class, 8 p.m., maybe I could jump on the 5:30 in the morning, but we'll have to clear something. So it may all work out, but I have to clear some things with the people tomorrow morning. Because I do respect their idea. Like, as facilitator, we'd like you to arrive on location the night before. Love that. And I agree with them 100%. A little bit of might be my boo-boo. So I'll take that on. And
next time, hire a driver.
Yeah, and the reality is, Sean, like even with Knoxford Express, it's tiring. Like to get there, it takes a toll on you. It does, and it much worse when you drive. Yeah, so even something that is easier, there still is that thing of physically getting in Knoxford, the travel, then you get there and you get to the space. So yeah, it's about gauging and saying, okay, so some things you can say I can cut it tight, but there's breathing room, but sometimes this is too tight. Can't work.
Breathing Knoxford is like our Greyhound, Antonio. So it's like yeah. So it gets us from Kingston to Mobay driving.
Yeah.
In comfort.
Listen, we can't manage the Greyhound.
Yeah.
Age with these knees.
For me.
But Shauna, what I was thinking, and I guess it's for everybody, like, because there are some people who haven't been with us in a while, or people maybe new people. I just realized people don't know what you do when you say, I facilitate, like maybe a little brief what about who we are, what we're doing.
Right. Carl's from Come On, by the way. He just got in.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's beautiful.
So I mean, so one of the two. I really am thankful that I'm booked up. And then also kind of like, you can also, don't feel too guilty if you just have to probably cancel one, because we don't jump in our car and drive 4 hours at 8 p.m. in the night after a full day of work.
And you booked up doing what? So Antonio said, tell the new people what you booked up doing what.
Introduce yourselves.
Oh, right. I'm Shauna. Shauna Kickers. I'm also a social worker, teacher, And I have my own facilitation company.
Which
So
we find out on social media.
a lot of people found out from social media. Fabian, don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad. And as a matter of fact, it was not launched. It was registered and operated for about 2 years before I even launched it on social media. Because I was afraid, I was insecure. I was like, I have too many of these type of friends, Antonio. So like, if you're coming out with a brand, you better come out at top level. Right? So I was very insecure. I did ask my friend to do a logo, but we never do anything with it, Antonio. I didn't do a thing with it. So Fabian, as well as many people, never know until they got this invite from me to follow. It was.
I don't recall getting an invite. I recall seeing a post about the thing. I don't recall an invite saying "follow me." I'm just declaring.
But you know,
you did not get Fabian to say this is Aya Facilitations.
I had to ask.
Save the alright. I don't feel about it.
What is Aya? Is this you? Is this?
They never know. It's true. That's poor.
Well, it's out now.
Yes.
Out.
No.
And we're happy for you still.
Yes.
Exactly.
More things.
Things. So yes, and member of book club. Yes. Hey, everybody in virtual land.
And you're still at the university?
Absolutely. That's how the bills are paid.
Okay.
Carl, yay. And also Edna, still doing stuff at Edna?
That's how the bills are paid.
All right. Hi, Carl.
Hi, Carl.
Hello, it's Professor B. Blue Steve.
Paul Williams, hello.
How you doing, people?
Good
We're
to
going
see
around
you.
reintroducing ourselves.
Yes.
Oh, Ti-Jeanne says hello. Good. Hi, baby. So Shauna just told us who she was and what she does, and
Antonio next.
Antonio next. Okay.
Oh, it's me next. Oh,
yeah.
Antonio Lyons. I'm in the U.S. Shauna's in Jamaica, but I'm an actor. I'm a poet, a bit of a musician. By day, I also am the executive director of the Valerie J. Maynard Foundation, which is the legacy of visual artist Valerie Maynard, who's the legendary figure within the Black arts movement, sculptor, master printmaker, muralist, large-scale public works, Nita, just incredible. And I'm also the director of an initiative at Georgetown University called Enactors. That uses applied theater methodologies to have meaningful conversations with faculty, staff, and students around difference. So that's a bit about me and what I do. I think I covered everything. Look at that, right? Elevator pitch done.
Very good, very good. Fabian, go ahead.
Hello, I am Fabian M. Thomas, and I are here to the UK, are into London, and where I am leaning into setting up a bi-coastal livity between London and Jamaica. Yeah, come and decide, so I'm going to use the British citizenship and come with some of the reparations things.
You must.
So I have a part-time job. I am the capacity building lead for the Lewisham Black Volunteer Network. And I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's going well. But I'm also, so things are where I want them to be, and it takes a while to reestablish yourself. So it's interesting to be a 58-year-old new kid on the block. Because people don't know me here. A few people might know of me, but it's been interesting because there's much more that is possible. So I like my life here. I like the way I feel here. Me do some book reading and literature festival. Me I do a solo show, a 15-minute gig at Off Grid. One of my poem films that I did years ago was picked up by a thing in Berlin. Things are going on. So I am very grateful. So I'm a lecturer, trainer, facilitator, creative coach, performing arts specialist, and a writer, poet, and I am one of the co-facilitators of the Rockaz Book Club.
There you go.
It's Rockaz. Fabian, you know what's so funny? It's like It's one thing to be new kid on the block, but it's a whole other thing to be new kid on the block with a whole bag of tricks for 50
Hey, come on! Come on.
You show up not scrambling, you show up going like
yeah. And that happened this week. There's I saw a guy on is either IG or TikTok, a place called iCoco in Brixton. Lovely like craft store, have a coffee brand and things. So I messaged and said, I'd love to get one of my books on your shelf. And I thought it was him responding, but really the guy who does his social media and partnerships, and said, okay, send me some information. I sent information. He said, oh no, we didn't have a meeting. He said, you're way more than a writer. Please, can you come and meet with us? And I went, we had a lovely meeting, and we're going to be doing things together. He said, yes, your books should be here, but we need you facilitating in the space. So it was really, he said, oh no, you are not. He said, it sounded like you sound like you wrote a book. You've done all these things. Please come and talk to us. So I was like, yeah.
Fabian,
it was a lovely meeting.
Fabian, I don't know if you know, but both Shorna and my passports are updated. And we are facilitators trained in documentation.
Yes.
If you need some support.
Yeah, man. Those things need to happen. Yes, man. Bring people into the space.
Any other facilitators in Rockaz Book Club? So.
I love the networking. Yes, there's Carl. Let's meet Carl. Welcome back, Carl. We missed you. We missed you for a little while. But we're to see you, your face, because your face card. What I said, never
decline.
Never decline.
Serving
face.
Smoking mirrors.
That's Pepper LaBeija. She said, "Don't hate me, suffer."
Best. Yes, people, big up yourselves. Carl O'Brien Williams. I'm an actor, playwright, producer. I'm a teacher, just a theater practitioner who's been in the business and the field for 20 plus years, I think now. Yeah, the gray beard is showing the experience, and just happy to always be creating and to have the ability to create and to sit in spaces like this with like minds and Caribbean folk, especially from my blood, Jamaica. And and just talk about art and book and people and enough love. So nice to be a part of the vibe again.
One of the lovely things about Carl is that we can have a conversation today, and then in 2 weeks he says, "Oh, I wrote this play based on the conversation I had." And then I have another play. I wrote this one. It's amazing. I love it.
Yes. I am working on a play as we
Ti-Jeanne, when you say so is mine, so is yours. What? Talk to us. Talk to us while I introduce myself. I'm Michael Sean Harris. I started Reggae Online. I'm a teacher. I'm a music teacher, professor, and at Berkeley, and an actor, musician, composer, writer, among other stuff. And then started this platform, Reggae Online, to have courses on Jamaican culture and music. And now it's kind of expanded to more community kind of things like this Rockaz Book Club, and a few other things, stuff for voice teachers and the singers, and interview things, podcasts, kind of trying to highlight and document different people, different aspects of the culture, of who we are, what we do, and what we create, what we make, what we've made, how we've changed the world, how we continue to change the world. So, just bring some friends together, and here we have community again. So, which is this. So happy that you're all here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Because Reggae Online is a major thing. I said to Mike, I took some time and went through. It is a major thing.
Thank you.
And there's so many layers, so many levels, and it's easily accessible. And so, enough respect and big up yourself. And thanks for inviting us to join you on this journey.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for saying yes. Because trust me, it would not. I mean, it cannot just be me alone, right? So it needs to be a group of people. Otherwise, what's the point? So.
Yeah, it's been beautifully necessary.
Yes.
Yeah. And these conversations that we have that from these books, because so far we've only done Jamaican authors, or authors of Jamaican descent. I think mostly Jamaican authors. Even though we're open to Caribbean and Latin American and stuff. But I'm sure even with the Latin American, it will spur some of the conversations we've had, where we're kind of discovering how we interface with the culture in different ways, each of us, and how our brought up or our growing up was slightly different in different ways, but still it's part of this one on this one umbrella kind of thing. So it's been fun to discover self and rediscover friends.
So, good people, now that we've reintroduced ourselves to each other in the world, shall we get into it?
Yes.
Hey!
The new book.
There's a brown girl in the ring. There's a brown girl in the ring.
Go on, talk. Let me find some images to show.
Oh, some of this book don't have that sweetness and light. In a sense, there's a different kind of brown girl, a different kind of ring into this book.
Yes,
it's true. It's true. It's true.
But what's great though, Mike, when you talk about us moving from just Jamaican authors to Caribbean authors, this author, Nalo Hopkinson, is this is a great segue because though she's birthed in Jamaica, I'm sure as you're reading the book, you can tell this is quite the Caribbean text.
Yeah.
Yes.
In terms of this language, tone,
and in a broad sense to broad Caribbean text.
Yes.
And because it says that she spent let me see, we have like a bio on her hair.
All right, yeah.
Nice.
Right. So we have born in Jamaica, spent first 16 years of her life there. But in Guyana, Trinidad, and the US before her family moved to Canada. So we're getting a nice diaspora, broad Caribbean, I think, upbringing. And I dare say this comes out in the text.
It does.
So far,
Yeah.
not done yet.
Yeah.
So, you know, read it.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. That is it. I was thinking about that a lot, Carl. In fact, when I said I was gonna come on and ask you guys if she grew up in any other Caribbean region, because it's just even in some of the references and the names of the chapters and the sections, you're like, okay, this is not Jamaican. It very much does give Caribbean and also kind of diaspora Caribbean who, you know, after a while you learn other different things that are similar to probably your birth country or your family's birth country, but it wasn't yours. And it comes out so heavily in the text.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, in my mind, when I am listening, because I do listen, not read, whoops.
So do I.
When I am listening, which by the way has heavy implications, I will tell you about how you feel about a text.
Yes.
When I am listening, I kind of go, it's more non-Jamaican to me than it is Jamaican. It feels more Caribbean than Jamaican in of itself.
Definitely. The characters.
And the way she said, and the language.
Yeah, they're not Jamaican. And in fact, I find she leaning heavily into St. Lucia.
The French, yes.
Even more so than Guyana.
It is.
And even the homage to Derek Walcott, the name of the characters.
Right. Ti-Jeanne,
Ti-Jeanne and his brother, yes.
Yeah.
So there's a clear homage to Ti-Jeanne and his brothers because the characters have the same names because the Mama Roach, so
and the supplicant instead of the old hag, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, and the way Jab shows up is
Jab, yeah.
Oh, love it.
Yeah. So I have to say, this was a book that we had looked at the last year. We had looked at this book.
Yeah.
That we were gonna start it. Yeah.
We had it on the list,
And I started reading it and I just couldn't find my way. And then circling back to it now and actually listening instead of reading it, I made it through the first 3 chapters. I didn't realize I made it through the first 3 chapters before. But it hit me very differently. And I don't know why. And I don't know if it's like where I am in this moment in my life. I don't know what it is, but particularly this exploration around generational legacy, spirituality in terms of spiritual gifts, in terms of being a seer, being someone who exists in the world that is seeing more than others around you can see, which it feels like a very useful tool right now in the current world that we live in to see and understand more.
Yeah.
But also the angst and the trauma that comes with that, because you know, you're the Cassandra character now, right? Nobody's believing you or has faith in what it is that you see. I don't know. It's been fascinating. It's been really fascinating.
And what's interesting for me is that the last two I listened. So Sketcher and Drunko Devil.
Okay.
I listened to those, but I'm reading this one.
Me too. I'm reading
and
it.
So what I find as well, I find myself reading it out loud. But even from reading on the page, it's clear like that, like the vernacular language is not Jamaican. But it seduced me right away from chapter 1. I'm like, who are these horrible, shady people? Are they really casually talking about getting a human heart? Like, what? What is going on here?
The first sentence, right?
I was like, what is going on here? What? And then when we're introduced to Ti-Jeanne, I was like, okay. So I think it's the Caribbean man in me, the mythology, the ancestral history, but also the literature teacher, the dramatist in me. She's appealing to all those sides of me, and and I love the way she's peeling back the layer and the visions, like the detail in the visions and the colors, and I'm like, yes.
Well, Fabian, this has been a book you've always been a fan of. So, is it your first time reading it, or
very first time?
Really?
You're more a fan of the author. You're a fan of the author more than the.
And I'd never read it. But I kept hearing how great she is. I've seen a few, but I've never read any of her books. I was eager to read one of her books.
I always had the impression that it was a book that you had read before, like
first time.
Familiar relationship with it. Oh, that's incredible. Well done.
So far, she has not disappointed me. I'm not disappointed.
Well done.
Yes.
Well, the professor done have her awards already, you know. So I think she business about with disappointment.
Right.
The book is very lettered.
We are reading. I wouldn't say it's a disappointment, but I don't know. So Antonio, like you, when I think we were visiting it the first time around, I bought the book.
Yeah, I
bought the book, started to read it. It didn't catch me at all. And I'm a general liker of the Caribbean mysticism, throwback to African mythology. My wheelhouse, love it. It didn't catch me at all. I got it on Audible, and again, Audible is gonna throw you. If you're of Caribbean descent, Audible is gonna always throw you.
Yeah, because them have weird people reading the things in weird accents. And maybe shame on us who are able to access or apply. I guess that's the process you were saying, Carl, to apply to read. Maybe shame on us as diaspora for not, or them not selecting, or them not selecting.
Antonio.
I'm gonna tell you why. This is the first book that I've listened to as an audiobook. I've read every other book. And so sometimes you guys are like, this accent, boy, you know, you carry on. And I was like, you know, slight kind of like, well, I mean, guys, I mean, reading this and hearing this voice, I'm like, my God. I just want to sink into the thing, and these voices yank you right out at like some key moments. But I do have to say, somewhere after chapter 1, because the voices, the character conversations are more neutral accents. And so it allowed me the time to settle into the world that was by these voices. And so then it didn't yank me out in the same way when it came back after long stretches of time.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I didn't, again, way less. But again, same as you said, Antonia, before, about sometime when you are a reader, even what's going on in your own life affects how you read anything. And so when I started to listen, it's sheer determination that pulled me. The story did not pull me. The voice is worse. Just nothing. And these are all, I know and recognize that these are all things that I personally like and I'm intrigued with. The book did not catch me. I started to probably, I think one day I was driving and I listening, and chapter 7 is when I kind of felt I'm listening. Oh, I'm liking it.
I want to point out a trend.
7.
I want to point out a trend.
Sure.
When you realize
what this first 3 chapter do you know? All right.
Yeah, when you realize that generally,
man.
Sean is the one who likes the books the least.
All the time. No, I thought about it today.
All of them. Shauna is the one who's the warmest, latest.
Yeah.
Or when she reads, she's like,
I loved
John Crowes.
No, the one they do with the Louisiana.
the only one she liked outright.
I like Duppy, you know. I like it outright, you know.
They like Duppy.
What I will say,
I wasn't there for Duppy. I was
right. What I will say to you is that I do tend towards the darkness and the heaviness. Miss me with it. Me can't bother with the darkness and the heaviness.
Yeah,
but it's
what I remember about John Crow, like it wasn't that you didn't like the book. It was just so vulgar in terms of the vibe.
It was too much. It was. I think I remember something. I remember Carl laughing, and Carl was just like, I think if I was a teacher at the time, I'd have said, go back, edit this, fix this, that's this, and come back. It was too much. It was 500 different storylines going at the same time, and I didn't feel like it was completed. But I do remember enjoying immensely aspects of the book. Yeah. And again, which was a listening one. But no man. There are things definitely. I know it's going to be a good conversation piece. We're going to sink our teeth into this. And I always end up liking it better when we're on meeting time. Mm-hmm. So the conversations get it going, and you start listening differently. Maybe just listening on your own and just going loses. You miss this. Mm-hmm. Which makes a book better, which is why book clubs become popular in the first stage. You know, it makes you enjoy a book more when you are discussing it.
And I'm actually glad I'm reading this one, because like I did not have a good experience with the person who narrated that. Mm-hmm. I think Sketch Out, they were lucky to get that Southern guy. He was very effective. And so I want to pause on at this point to big up and say yes to audio. The Jamaican-based audio book thing that is using authentic voices.
Yes.
Auditioning people, ask you to submit your voice track and getting authentic voices. And they've done over 30 books already. I didn't realize that they were.
You have a link? Drop it in the chat.
Well, I was about to say, drop the link.
I will. I'm going to and I'm really proud of them. Saeed and his team, and them are go hard. And it was the whole point. They're saying this thing of getting authentic voices to narrate our stories, as opposed to the battery that is current.
Because there are certain things that the characters were saying, and I think it was after it's saying in this book, my mind reconfigured it, and I said, "Oh, that's what that was." Mm-hmm. There was a point. There's something that they were on the street. Ti-Jeanne was saying, Tony, and were on the streets liming.
Oh yeah,
they said liming. And it was like 2 seconds after I said, "Oh, liming."
They said liming. They said liming.
Well, part of the thing is that if the audio narrator, as well as the engineer and anyone else in the booth don't know, right, that's what's going to happen. If there's no one there to say, "This is it,"
this is the word,
to call, make the phone calls that are necessary to double check pronunciation,
and I would just.
And then even then, sometimes, even because Carl, you have the experience of when you did say the thing that looked like a banana is pronounced like this, and they say, "Hold on, let us check." And came back and tell you, "We're going with the wrong," and you say, "Okay."
Certainly.
But the Jamaican narrator, I tell you, say,
"You're a higher,"
and you're gonna say, "Hold on," and they come back and say, "We're going with the wrongness," and you just
go with plantain.
Plantain.
Which is part of the diaspora wars.
Yes.
You're keeping up, right? There's
never plantain
thing about pronunciation.
Mountain.
I was just about to say that was a viral video that came out of Britain, England.
Yes.
Do you say mountain? You're going up the mountain.
And some people do. Some people say plantain. Well, we
just
say
not,
plantain.
Just like with us, it is rice and peas. And for our Latin brothers and sisters is
Lord have mercy.
Beans and rice.
No, I also
just Latin. Guyana also says peas and rice.
Listen, that was a daily fight in my household because my mother's family is from the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Father's Jamaican.
Is it cooked the same way?
No, sir.
So it's two different dishes, and I stand by that.
Similar, the base ingredients are the same: gongo peas and white rice.
But different
Thing, very different. Rice and peas and rice. You're like, all right.
Yes.
Give the devil a child for dinner. 1, 2, 3, like a children.
All right.
Keeping up on track.
Right, I was about to say, what is this book about?
So chapters 1 to 3, yes.
Yes.
So I like the decay of the city. It's the decay of the city and then how it feeds on the people.
Yes.
So in my head, I almost see like the city as a decaying being of itself.
Dystopian Toronto.
Yes.
That's a setting. Dystopian
that gradually had this thing, and now the people are trying to survive in the belly of this beast. Of what is left of this dystopian Toronto.
So the book is about filling in the blank.
Well, we're not
young Caribbean descendant.
So far,
top boat.
We're definitely getting that context, Fabian. This kind
not hearing you quite clearly, Carl.
Oh, we're not. I don't know what's going on. You can't hear me?
No. Yeah, better now. It's back now.
It's just distant. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm saying so far. To finish that sentence, so far. For me, and thank you for that, Fabian, because I think that is very important to coach a story. I remember that this is where we are. It starts off with somebody looking for a human heart, right? Like this idea that okay, and then you think, well, people need hearts all the time, but somehow the way she phrases it and contextualize everything, there's more than just a regular medical procedure. It is linked to something underground. It is linked to something sinister. And so immediately from page one, from the prologue. And so even if you don't finish the book, like I haven't finished the book, but once you're going to start with that quotation, give the devil a child for dinner, 1, 2, 3, my mind gone off already. And so, of course, I'm like, okay, what we're doing with this now, is this a horror genre? Let me go on a little more. And but then we meet these women. We meet some people before, but I think for me, once I'm reading, I'm definitely latching on to Ti-Jeanne and that relationship she have with her grandmother, right? Is it grandmother?
I love Grandjean.
She's a mother herself, and then Tony, because you have to have the bad boy. You have to have. I love this.
Nothing to throw off a focused young human like a man.
Oh my!
I found it really. There are a couple of things I found really fascinating about this book. One, I don't think I ever think about Canada being a dystopian society that's crumbling. It almost feels Canada always feels like this better version of the US, but like also European, and to sort of sink into the space of like, oh my God, Toronto crumbling, like Canada being like what, like that kind of threw me in a good way. Because I think the only other time I've seen Canada featured in that way is like in A Handmaid's Tale, and even then, it's still a place of like sanctuary.
Exactly, they need to get there. Cross the border to get there.
And the way she's weaving in science and sort of Afrofuturism, right? So it's not just about like a heart, but it's like a human heart over the accepted practice of using a pig heart. So like advance to a place of like this is a thing that people are actually doing, and then this idea of like, which felt very sort of Game of Thrones in this sort of feudal system where you have people fighting over these last resources and creating these kingdoms and trying to hold on to these power structures as everything that's below it is crumbling and falling apart. And then you see the return to ancient technology. Right. And so that's where the grandmother comes in. She's like, I'm a herbalist. I'm also a nurse. People are growing food. People are, and there's something as fractured as it is, there's this really sweet sense of community. You know, this exchange of these herbal tinctures and healing eczema balms for book.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this pretense of I'm loaning it to you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to give it back if somebody come look for it, but no, nobody's gonna come look for those books.
Nobody.
Yes.
That exchange was really lovely to me. And then I realized I was sort of hooked into the story when I got annoyed with Ti-Jeanne about Tony. I was like, if you want stupid something,
listen.
And I was like, oh my God, I've got hooked into this character. I'm hooked now because I now, you know, and I'm like rooting for the grandma. I'm like, you know what? Just curse him to death.
Run kill this boy. Run him. And then interesting for me, that flip of, you know, I had that initial reaction, and then it was the vulnerability, like him recognizing that he was out of his depth, that he was not made for this, and that he didn't want to. And I guess the only place he could seek, like, as he said, you're the only two I can talk to, was a kind of like, okay, because he realized that this more than him, him can't manage, and he actually went because him trying, you know. And because Crack Monkey ready, you know, Crack Monkey is ready. And Bodhi realized, say, one of these things is not like the other.
But I love the conundrum she creates, right? Because she gives these characters, like, we see that Ti-Jeanne needs to stand up for herself and, you know, self-advocate. But it's the vehicle for self-advocacy. She chooses Tony. She chooses the man to do it. It's like, okay, I need to stand up. I need to stand up to this woman. And this is how I'm gonna do it. The man needs to stay. The man needs to stay or I'm going. And I'm like, see there?
And that time she chooses to turn up. Yes, man. And he's my guest.
Right, that's
guest. Guessing on my house? What are you talking about? And then the interesting parallel again in Ti-Jeanne and his brothers, you know, Grosjean is strong Grosjean. Li-Jeanne is intellectual, and
all book, just book.
Jean is small. And so she run on that. And then I had to look up when she kept calling the baby Bolam, I'm like,
Bolam, yeah.
But the Bolam is also in Ti-Jeanne and his brothers, which is a childlike spirit. And then it made me think of Golem. Which is a Jewish thing of the shapeless thing that is made to do the bidding. I said, look how the culture them connect.
So how does Crack Monkey relate to Crack Monkey?
Well, Quick Crack break your mother back or break your friend back.
Call and response.
Huh?
You were saying the call and response?
Is the way to you know,
no, the book
oral
Quick Crack
storytelling
Monkey
tradition. Some of it in Jamaica, not as much, but more Eastern Caribbean and even Haiti. The signaling is like us Jack Mandora, we not choose none.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
it's the end of the folk tale, right? It's the, you know, Crick Crack.
Yeah.
But there's a book.
Crick Crack Monkey.
Did we do a book called Crick Crack Monkey in high school?
There's a book called Crick Crack Monkey. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a novel.
Is it the book or if it's when Rudy calls, Crack Monkey responds? He's just a respond man for Rudy.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a call and response phrase.
Okay.
So
that's where it comes
using that.
Like Jack Mandora, me not choose none.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's So there's power in that.
Let's start thinking about the baby and its relationship to Eshu. And that spirit energy coming through, you know, pathways, roads, childlike, mischievous, but also the opening of pathways, you know. So that's what was coming up for me when I was with the baby and chortling and, you know, seeing very aware of everything that's going on, you know, making commentary real time. Yeah. And I also love the grandmother who's just like, because I feel like I've done it my entire life, this kind of trying to minimize the demonization of Ovia. They paint it as it really is. And like she kept doubling down on that, you know, like, hey, like, let's not.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think that's what I love. And I love because I find Ti-Jeanne as a very realistic character, right? She's of a particular ilk in terms of the generational structure. So she's battling with this notion of herbal medicine, of obia, of
I don't want it to be
spirituality.
no obia one, yeah.
And she's like, I don't want that. But it's just like, I think she also realized that there must be something there.
Yeah.
There must be something there. So there's gonna be this push and pull with that. And that's something that I think still holds up today. Right? For how long this book is. That's conversations that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Anywhere. In a lot of households, especially when a lot of the young people are educated beyond a certain level. And definitely my generation was more the, obia bad, Christianity. We don't need to kill no blood and sprinkle no rum when we're breaking ground, because we can just, plead the blood of Jesus and everything is fine. But somewhere along the line, I find younger people are having a better relationship and a more nuanced conversation around traditions, around and reclaiming. And I love it.
And I've heard a few Jamaicans who are mortified that they're actually having a conversation about decriminalizing opium.
We're going backwards.
We're going backwards. What are they talking about? It is a horrible practice, and
that is a wider conversation in Jamaica right now about finally reaching to the point where we decriminalize opium. And even so, I found myself, so last year, this year, it was in January gone, graduation, UA's graduation, I got postponed because of Melissa. The person in the Faculty of Social Sciences that got the honorary doctorate was the reverend of a revivalist church. And I said, well done, sweetheart. Because again, I'm not trying to cloud it in anything, but this idea that, imagine the revivalism getting what it is, this officialization or this recognition, that they made him the honorary doctorate, and the bio was, there was no guess and spell the fact that this was a revivalist church, right? And I'm sure there are people that's like, why are we celebrating this? In the same way that there's a wider conversation around that. I know of the household, there might be even some in my household too. I think sometimes my mother has just learned to just go along with whatever Shauna is saying when she come, and she says she have our friend who is Lord, oh God, give me a word, Ifa. I have an Ifa friend, and she come and say me nice. One of my art pieces that I brought from Cuba one time, and my Ifa friend said, "Oh no, that's your ancestor who found you." And so, as you were saying, kind of just like multi-generational things, where you might have younger people who are into the mysticism and the African spirituality, holding it as something. Now, whether or not you do have people dibble-dabbling, because that's also something, a trend. Even when you look on TikTok spaces about people not quite understanding and using African spirituality, possibly in a very dangerous way. But even the idea of being open to it and kind of going, and not just mindlessly doing it, because even though it was the older generations that would say, yeah, man, white rum have to carry go when we are break ground, whenever 9 nights or nothing, I have to carry the white rum for the man them to keep on drumming. More than just a thing where we do, to an intentional, do you know why it is that the liquor needs to happen, that libation in a particular way needs to happen.
Libation in a Christian church, so don't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you're taking in the blood of Christ and the flesh, and but in certain spaces it's safe. It's seen as safer. When I was at you, it was always interesting without fail, and I had to take some time to talk about it. Whenever anything from Haiti come up, whenever anything with the drumming come up, man, the drumming and the demon and the wicked and we talk about when did you begin to believe that? Where did you learn that? And people would admit that they were really mouthing that they never really experienced it, but it look and is why that jab is all black? Why him paint up in black and have devil horn on him head? And then we start to unpack, people start to go, oh. And I love the way Dr. Hopkinson has Ti-Jeanne as this young woman in the center of this book who is wrestling with this gift or curse.
Yeah.
That seemed to mother her mother, make her mother disappear. That her grandmother soundly and roundly, because her granny, she have pill, but she also have herb.
That is it.
But Granny has no confusion. Granny has no confusion. But Ti-Jeanne, in a way, is trying to. The visions come, and sadly for her, they're all about death. So she's frightened, and plus that thing, and I love that thing of this very cultural, this very regional Caribbean, African-based story of this young woman coming into her strength and her power, but also being afraid of herself. Look how my mother run away, and also, but these things keep coming back and are strong and so vivid. So clearly they mean something, and I love that being central to this work.
Yeah.
Me too. Ditto. Love it.
Ditto works. Yeah.
No, but it's true, because I feel like, when we bring it back to even Christianity, where you say people don't understand things, right? So they don't, the fear of it. So you see an African mask or a mask from a particular region on the African continent, and it seems fearful, and we don't know why do we fear it, right? When in fact we possibly should fear the interpretation of Jesus Christ with this blonde hair and blue eyes that's been said to us for centuries. The painting of the Last Supper that has come from other images that existed before that, but somehow have become so sacred that you can't talk about them in any form.
And don't talk about the Black Madonna.
Yeah.
That predates all these other images of how the Madonna is presented. And in our realm, in our history, in our culture, there are all these things that also harken back to the place and importance and centrality of Africa.
Yeah.
And where did civilization really start?
Come on,
and
man.
why didn't they need to say pyramids was alien? No, everything else is we. Stonehenge is we. This is we. But the pyramids, no, man. These brown people, this must have been alien influence. How could they have built this tall thing? And all of that ties into this embracing your truth, your stories, your ancestry, and also knowing what things mean. Like I was saying to somebody the other day, the way your auntie and granny knew the bush in the middle, the one with the round leaf and the dot on it, that they must bring for this, not the other one. So there was knowledge and ownership in the space, and Mama Grosjean represents that. Yeah. And everybody coming to her, because even like a Paula coming to have the baby with she. When Paula going to labor, she come to. And I love that ownership and that sense of identity is so important, especially in this time when things are being eroded and picture take down and definitions being changed and history being rewritten or excluded.
Yeah, but I think it also is a reflection of who holds memory. Why does holding memory and practice, why is it so key and important?
Yes.
Right. And she holds those things.
Yes.
And she doesn't just hold them to the people that come to her, but there's this reference to like how the community at large, who she is and the value that she has.
Yeah.
Shield of that respect and love extends to Ti-Jeanne. Right. And so it's going to be really fascinating to see how that character, Ti-Jeanne's character, folds, and if she's able to step fully into her own power and her own.
Yeah, I love what you said, because when you look at it, she's dreaming in a culture that is not the foreign culture. She's dreaming in her rooted culture.
In her rooted
culture. The dreams are about jab.
Sukuyan.
Are about
Sukuyan.
God bless.
And then I just love the fact that each chapter begins with either something that is not either. It's very representative of a Caribbean experience.
Yes.
Bluebird in and out the window is very European. Right? And then you have the other then you have the quote from Walcott, which is of mixing that Greek fable, the frogs, the birds, with the Caribbean, with the Afro, with the Africanness, right?
And so chapter one starts with, what can you do, Punchinella?
Little fella.
So the reason why they have me here, so I can ask questions like, what do you mean this bluebird in and out of the window? What is that? Because we all grew up in the US, so I mean, I don't know.
Bluebird, in and out the wind. It's a children's game. It's a ring with a song.
And you stand up in
Punchinella
a
is
circle
also
and you
in
hold
a
up
ring.
the one where you hold up your hand. And you have to go
Which one?
Bluebird in and out the window.
You know, yes,
that is two. That is two. Peter and Paul. One named Peter, one named Paul. Fly away, Peter. Fly away, Paul.
Fly away, Paul.
The paper on the thing, and you flick a piece.
They're all like Caribbean child games, Antonio, that we kind of learn. It's the little
Bluebird, I remember
time games.
You performing some kind of arch, and you went in
you
all up the formation was.
The 5 away up.
You went in and out of it.
Yes.
Bluebird in and out the window. Bluebird, not that.
Yes.
I know this doesn't help for the.
That sounds familiar.
I'm like doing this and they're right. But
the hand thing also looks like Fly Away, Peter. You put a paper thing on your hand.
The piece of paper on your finger.
Yes.
So look a blackbird sits on the wall.
Yes.
One named Peter, one way.
Yes.
Fly away, Peter.
Fly away, Paul. Come back, Peter.
Yes.
Come back, Paul.
And then Antonio, with Punchinella, you form a circle.
Yeah.
And somebody goes in the middle of the circle and you say, what can you do, Punchinella, little fella? What can you do? And the person does have action.
Antonio doesn't know it's at all.
And then everybody else says, we can do it too. And you do it as well. And then when you say, who is coming next? The person who in the middle picks somebody else to come into the middle to be Punchinella. And you do that till you get tired of it.
Which is a throwback to colonial days.
No? Isn't that Comida dell'arte?
Which one?
Punchinella. Isn't that
Punch and Judy show?
In my like the Punch and Judy kind of thing.
Yeah, so I think a lot of them, but even before some of that, a lot of the ring games that we do as Caribbean was, I mean, what colonial, or you would say that the enslaved kind of learned from the masters when they were making a mockery. So just like when you have, guys, give me the name of the weaving one. Maypole.
Oh.
And as you would say, the enslaved at the time kind of were in their break time, was it? You guys can correct me.
Yeah, but remember, we also with enslaved, you also had the indentured Irish, so they have the
right
a lot of those cultures.
Yeah.
So even the Maypole, which is very British, but it's also very African.
Yeah.
We're mixing a lot of those things.
Yeah. So it's a lot of these ring games that we learn in the Caribbean, or these childhood games, ring games that we look. That's what a lot of these sayings are. That it's interesting that you're just like, I don't know the context, guys, and we take for granted the context because we've always heard them in our memory as growing up in the Caribbean.
What might be fun, and I'm not trying to give any of us homework. Is to as we come up on them, is to maybe do a little slide, with this ring game or that story or whatever, and we can probably share it with people here.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not giving anybody no homework.
No, but we can find it. I think
Yeah.
I don't mind doing that. I just found a very modern, very English, very anglicized bluebird in and out the window. But that's not the one that you want.
Okay.
We want the one that we play. So we have to look for that. That's around. We can look for all of them ring games. Shauna.
Hopefully, should have
an audio. Yeah,
have a camera. Fabian, as you were saying before about some of the Caribbean and Afro-Caribbean spirituality of when did you start believing that? I feel like we're well, maybe it's just me, but we're heading to this continuum where we can ask the question: when did you stop believing that?
Mm-hmm.
When did you stop believing that this thing was evil? When did you stop believing that this was it was not a natural thing, or this was against Christianity or whatever? Because I mean, I think quite a few of us, I know I have kind of retrained my thinking around all of those things. Where I no longer think of it as as an evil thing or as a outside thing.
It's so interesting because growing up in our house, my mother seemed to always have a balance for us. Right? Because Jamaican side was Obia, the Bahamians call it root work, and I remember asking her about it, and she says, particularly around the root work, because it was always like this conversations around family members who practiced and real world impact of that practicing.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I remember asking her about it, and she said, it has as much power over you as you believe in it. So she never did say like
belief, kill and belief cure.
It's not real. She didn't say it wasn't real. She didn't demonize it anyway. She says it has those things as much power over you as you believe. And I really appreciate that she had that kind of neutrality in understanding. So that as I grew, I had a healthy respect for the unknown, but not a fear of the unknown. And so when I began, because I'm also a child of Ifa, so like when I began my walk in African spirituality, it was confirmation, as opposed to like, oh, I'm discovering something that's completely new. But it felt like part of a continuum in a way.
And in the traditional Christian sense, that saying same thing, saying that Shauna just said, believe, kill, and believe, cure. I think it, in the traditional Christian, we said it's done to you according to your belief. So, so it follows through.
Yeah. And for me, the thing of being in the performing arts and in theater, in drama, and dance, and mile traveling, and the power of the drum, and and I've done shows, and a colleague of mine used to say, "Favorite, yeah, do some spiritual work there." The things you're drawn, Shauna, you were a part of one. The things that you are drawn to, and the space you create, and the way is calling ancestors and people, and sometimes the younger people frightened, afraid, because it like things come up,
because
and
if you call them, they will come.
They will answer. And we did a play, Tyrell Alvin McCrane's play, where every other line, the characters are named after Orishas.
Red and brown water.
They're saying their own names repeatedly. Carl Williams, you sent me that.
Yeah, me love that thing,
And you said, Fabian, you must read Brother Sister Plays. You sent it to me and you even say, if you need me to add it for you, I said to you, Jamaica. You said you need to read this play. And and that thing of that reintroduction to self. That so when do you start to unpack and question, but this is me though. This is us, the way we respond to drumming, and even the Christian context of why a colleague of mine was teaching at a high school. She was a dancer. She was very kind of, and if she said something someday, she was saying, so we have to warn the students about susceptibility to demon and evil spirit, like through yoga. And I said, huh? And she's a dancer, and she said, yes, because it makes them susceptible. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, yes, all these Easter and thing. So she went on, and then I said to her, so let me ask you something. I said, so I identify as Christian. I have a new thought. I said, so when you're in church and people speaking in an unknown tongue, how you know what them saying? Or you know what them saying is righteous? I said, is it because it is happening in the church where you just assume? And she just kind of went like, looked at me like doe-eyed, and I'm like, so because you don't know what they're saying, it's an unknown tongue. I
well,
said,
Fabian, if it is authentic,
yes, there's an interpreter. It is from the Lord. There's a translator. Yes.
At you.
I've been in churches, and many a time people talk, and there's no translation that happens.
But you know what? You know what? It made the church nice. This is the conundrum that we are in, right? Where these white people come over here and give us them religion and then tell us we must do it. And then when we make it nice, when we make it good and attractive and for ourselves, and we're building these churches, then them have a problem with it, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to tell us that we know how to.
When we make it nice.
This is why listen, black and brown culture is them around the world. Period. We make everything nice. So we've been living with this. I grew up Catholic, but then when we have groundbreaking and add on anything, chicken kill, goat kill, rum spill,
white rum splash, yes.
And of course, my parents took us to the theater, took us to the dance group. I'm seeing Kumina on stage, and of course, I'm excited by this. Yes, and I'm thinking to myself, we have Sunday morning, it's Easter Sunday, NDTC.
Yes.
But then we go to NDTC and there's Gary. there is Kumina. So I'm just like, and it's the same people with the big neck and the big hat coming out that just leave church, right? I'm one of them. Sorry if I'm offending anybody with a big neck. I go to these churches with my big neck. And then I go to my Christian church and I come and I take part. And when festival come around, I go Grand Gala, which dances are the more exciting? Yes, everybody love quadrille, but come on. It is revival, it is Kumina. Everybody wants to see a bubble down. Everybody wants to see dance hall. Everybody wants to see all of that.
Yes.
That's what we're dealing with. You know, the Ti-Jeanne character here is very representative of so many of us in the Caribbean, where we're brought up a particular way, we're told to speak, and this is how you must do it, but we know what excites us when the drumming starts, right? You can't go to no church in anywhere around here. And then look at drumming. Even my Catholic church that I grew up in, they sent the young people to Edna Manley, to the musicians, to learn how to play the instruments. And then in the morning, they had praise and worship, right? When you go Sunday praise and worship, and the young people are carry it, and the young people are got jazz up the thing, and the thing nice. Even Father Holong. Although every time I do a Father Holong show, all of the all of the evil parts of the story is always dancehall and so
always.
But the crowd that jump though, not that we are jump to. That is it. That's the excitement. That's what we're moving
and
to.
Is that connecting of the dots? And I like, so we have chosen 1 to 3 as our focus for this episode, and I like the way that the writer sets up that prologue, which is that belly of the beast world and the players in that world. And then we see Ti-Jeanne navigating her way, with the men at the bar, the mad woman, the children, and then she gets to Mama Jeanne, the home base, the thing, and then Tony from that other world comes into the world of the house. And I love the way in those 3 chapters she connected that. She met this, and she said, "Oh, this is the circle we're going navigating. Whether we see it as the circle of hell or whatever else it is." And I like the way she seemed to deliberately have set that up. The prologue of the outer world, Ti-Jeanne making her way through it, going home, and then Tony now coming into that world. So I'm really curious to get into and that is there you go, Shauna.
Come on.
Ring,
come on,
in the middle.
Burns, talk to us.
She's Punchinella in the middle. What can you do, Punchinella?
And she does the same thing. She does the same thing with the underpinning spiritual world in practice. So she starts with one name, the sort of kingpin of the underworld.
Rudy.
We're gonna start with Rudy, and Rudy is controlling people.
Big time.
But we don't know how, but we know in some spiritual way, or through some sort of narcotic, is controlling them. They can't do anything with their own bodies. He has this woman.
Does that Melba character make anybody else next stand up?
What? Every time, right? So we introduce to that energy, right? And then when we meet the second part of the world, the sort of in-between world, it's the mad woman, right? And even in that moment with the mad woman, Ti-Jeanne's having visions, right? So she's layering throughout. So she's having like an awakened vision, like she's awake and she's standing there and pops into another world that she doesn't realize she's the only one that's seeing. Right. The mad woman has a thing with the baby. Foreshadows the conversation that her grandmother has with her later about postpartum, right? Like you're not loving this baby, not wanting this baby. And it's really beautiful the way she does that. She doesn't demonize her at all. She's like, it's a thing. No. Like she doesn't get into it. But we know that like, if she said it in this way, there must be some experience she has with this thing as well.
Probably with her daughter.
Right. Then we drop fully into the grandmother's world. And she's like, what's been happening? I have to teach you how to be a seer. Like, I have the tools. You're like, wait, who the fuck are you? You was just like medicine herbal person and nurse, but now you're spiritual seer, practitioner, teacher.
But grandma
many things simultaneously.
Grandma learned from her mistakes. She run the mother. Grandma is her fault. She was distant with the mother and she run her. So she learned from her mistake and she don't want to be by herself. Don't want to be lonely alone.
She don't want to be lonely. So that's why she give in. No, she has to give in.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I think she,
not because she not. It's not she don't want to be lonely. She doesn't want to make the same mistake again.
Mistake.
Again. Yeah.
She doesn't want to take. And I think even Ti-Jeanne standing up to her, she kind of goes, okay, well, maybe now is the time for me to teach you and introduce you to yourself, because this emboldened kind of and saying to her, you can't run away from your gift, you can't run away from it. And like,
because I'm getting this sense of care.
Yes, definitely care.
She's softened, definitely.
I don't think the mother has that kind hand.
But I think also, I think without the baby and Tony, and she just had the vision, she's really clear. She's interpreted the vision. Tony is going to lead my child to death. I don't give her these tools. If I don't kind of figure out a way to buy a little bit more time to give her the things that she needs to survive this guy.
But you know what get me, Antonio, and I think maybe that's why you're kind of upset with Ti-Jeanne, because I feel like she senses all of this. She didn't want to talk about Tony. Like she know, and she doesn't she doesn't want to say certain things. It's only when she feels like Tony's not going to be allowed to come in that she feels like she needs to stand up and say something. I'm not going to call her stupid at this point.
This sex can't be so good.
John, I'm gonna need it for unmute.
My God!
Carl, I see you sharing YouTube links. I don't know how we can share with people. I guess we could. I don't know if it will affect us. To show bits and pieces of it, or
you know what it was? It was a conversation around Melba and being scared, and again thinking about our author, all right, Professor Hopkinson growing up in Trinidad at the time that should have been growing up in Trinidad and possibly hearing Sparrow.
Let's try and play a little bit and see if we're gonna get flagged. But I don't think. Hold on, let me find it. Let me see if I can play it.
Wasn't that character Melda?
Melba or Melda?
Melda, oh, you making wedding plans. Carry, is either Melda or Melva? Carrying me name to Obia, man. You do. You can't get.
Let's play it now. Let's play it.
Go married to you.
If we're wrong, we're wrong. It's all right. Come, let me find it.
If we're wrong, we can't put it out there. Anyway, blame wrong. Blame me.
No, you can't put it out there because we have a way. We people of color will say, I'm a song and we are singing wrong for 20 years. We are singing wrong lyrically, wrong name.
But again, I still think this idea of sometimes you're creating. What are you listening to? And just this idea that she's growing up very rich in culture of the Caribbean, from Jamaica to Guyana, Trinidad. She's gathering all of this cultural.
Because I am so intrigued to find out Melba's story, to find out what's going on with Melba. Bad.
Oh, shit.
Let's listen a little bit. Let's see.
Or that. We don't own the rights to this music.
No copyright infringement intended.
You're making yourself a poppy show, Melda. You're making yourself a bloody clown. Up and down the country looking for Obia, and your perspiration smells so strong. Well, girl, you only wasting time. Obia wedding bells don't chime, and you can't trap me with necromancy. Melda, oh, you making wedding plans, carrying me name to Obia, man. All you do can't get through. I still am married to you.
Yeah.
Yes, that's all we can afford.
Yeah, I think the most that will happen is that in the notes they'll
mute it.
They'll tag the recording And it'll be fine because it's YouTube. It's not Facebook.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all of that is in the culture, and I think all of that is in this text so far.
Yes.
This richness of exploration and the kind of battling that we do between the European and the African. And it's not just the European and the African, because there's there's a lot of countries and territories and people that exist that I think is
the other influences.
Yeah, man. Yes.
The Indian man who owned the roti shop still.
Yes.
I love it.
And roti shop in the front and dance place in the back.
What? Food and fun.
Where I lived, there was an Indian man who owned the convenience store where you could go and get your little drinks and your little butter and your flour and your whatever. So in Spanish Town, that's what it was.
I mean the shop. We'll come up across the convenience store or shop.
The bodega. It was the shop. The shop that was operated out of their garage. And so.
Oh gosh.
I love it.
So well, I mean, I think we're past the hour, people.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what happens when we're having fun.
What's our next assignment? What we're doing?
So tell us, because we went to chapter 3. So we're going to go
4 to 7 next time.
4, 5, 6 or 4, 5, 6, 7.
Or 4, 5, 6? Or up to 7?
Let me see.
Up to 7.
Just look and see how long they are.
Can go up to 7.
We'll meet again in 2 weeks, right? So.
Yeah. So 4, 5, 6.
I think 3 that we're at now, is it 3? One of them is a very, very long chapter. After that, the chapters are shorter.
Let's go to 7.
You can go to 4 to 7.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Sounds good.
So 4 to 7, including 7.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm dying to get to 7. It also begins with "Give the devil a child." For that. Anything that starts with that, I'm definitely interested in. I feel like
drawn to.
All right, let's on to something.
Yes, and that is what date is that? Let us know. We'll put up a thing, but
in 2 weeks.
That's the 15th.
Righteously.
March 15th. Yes. Oh.
So listen, Michael, you want references and those things. I mean,
whatever you want to bring, yeah. I mean, but if we can put them up, if you have a prepare like either a PDF or a slide or whatever, we can bring.
I'm not gonna make any promises, but we'll see.
I don't want to give anybody homework.
All right.
I want to learn all of them. I'm saying that at least one of them I can actually put into a workshop really soon.
Yeah, and then probably what we can also
all right, Antonio, for you, I'm gonna leave out all the European ones. I'm just gonna focus on the African and the Asian influences.
And then for whoever is in this quiet book club that we have that is reading along, we can probably drop them in a PDF and put them in the group. And,
yes, that's beautiful resource.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a compendium or something that exists of sort of Jamaican children's ring songs?
I'm sure there's probably a few.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We can look for that as well.
Yeah, we should definitely do that and promote some other people who have done research in that work, because it makes sense for this text.
Yeah.
Thank you so much once again.
All right, Ray. So thanks again, guys. Yeah.
Good.
It's awesome.
Excited. Loving it.
Brown girl in the ring.
She looks like a sugar in a plum. Plum.
Or as Candy would say, bearded girl.
Listen. Michael's obsession right now.
That's
I love that we're ending a book club with a Candy.
Well done.
Through Candy.
Drop that YouTube link in as well.
Oh, yes, we'll send it to you.
Yeah, and Antonio, get ready. I don't know if you have the time, but
no, it's gonna be TikTok. And I know I have TikTok links. I don't have YouTube, but I can find it.
Oh, I think it should also be part of the resource packet for the
right?
Just the clip that you reference. Just the clip.
Yeah, man. Sure.
Yes.
And happy, what is this now? We are March 1st. There we go.
Yes.
Happy with
imagine
3 months.
3 months into this thing.
And Easter Lent.
Oh, is it? It is. Yes. It's
Yes.
Lovely.
Good night, people.
Blessings. Bye.
I'm quick with that banner. All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Then bluebird.
In and out the window.
Who is coming next? Pumpkinella, little fella.
Bye.